Huh?
You said you're classy tonight because of the wine.
Yeah, classy tonight. Yeah.
Right. All right. And is this shirt here? It's this. I've seen this shirt before. No.
Yeah, this is not the classy part of me. The classy part of me is only the classy part is just the one.
Okay. Cool.
Because
Uh,
actually, yeah. I was gonna say that I'm bad at the. I've been stopping with the kind of devil's lettuce. So, but I realize I cannot be a man without vices. So,
right. So the devil's lettuce. You like over it.
I mean, it's not that I'm over it because there were times when I've been outside and somebody had like a joint or something and I hit it. But as far as in my personal life, not so much.
Okay. I mean, it's like when in Rome, but you're not running around trying to take care of that.
Yeah, but and let me tell you, all the other educators, they love them some devil's lettuce. They
Right.
talk. It just comes up in conversation. No one would even be talked about it. They just literally just slip it in. And this happened like almost every single day. I've been like in training. Every day
Right.
they flip in some like reference and then they just laugh it off as if like they're trying to gauge like to see what's.
Yeah. They testing everyone out.
Yeah.
They test.
Yeah. Yeah.
They just put five on it.
Yeah.
Be like, I've got five on it.
Mm.
So how's your week been?
Good. Actually, it's funny. You were asking me earlier about a topic specifically. Get you help get us situated with a topic, and as you got the topic, you'd probably be really interested in with.
I am excited about this.
I got a date on Thursday.
The topic is your date on
I got
Thursday.
a date on Thursday, but no, that's not the topic. It's not that I have a date on Thursday. I got a date on Thursday with somebody who I was supposed to have a date with last like a couple weeks ago, and she never even hit me back. And she hit me back up today and said, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I wasn't." All right, you want me to read it to you? Will that make it good for the?
Yes,
All right.
I insist. Let's bear with him, folks. Ulrich is pulling up some sort of email or text to a young woman that he's going on a date with Thursday. So this is breaking news, y'all. Because we have to remember, Ulrich is one of those percentages of men that most women don't think exists. But go ahead.
All right. Thank you.
And when I say the percentage of men that doesn't think that women exist, he's the percentage of men that women don't think exist because he's not promiscuous. He's looking for a wife and he wants to start a family. Most women think men want to be single with no kids for the rest of their lives. It's unfortunate, but Ulrich has proven that he's not like that.
Preamble.
Did you get a chance to read it? Because we couldn't hear it.
I'm what? No, you interrupted me when I was going to start reading. You started introducing it again.
Oh, okay. So I'm not going to say anything. You know, the phone keeps blanking out. You get totally frozen.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, you're totally frozen.
Oh,
Twice it's
no.
happened.
What happens is maybe when I go to read it, something happens because I have to.
Right. So just give us the synopsis. Don't you don't have to read it verbatim. Like right now, you're frozen.
Okay. All right.
Let's bear.
Okay. So, all right. Fair enough. So this person, it would have been better if I had the transcript. But anyways, so I was supposed to go on a date with this person. All right. I need bigger context. So I went to this dating event 2 weeks ago.
Raise your phone volume up a little bit more.
Can you hear me?
Oh, much better.
All right. So I went on this dating event 2 weeks ago, right? 2 Thursdays ago, right? And it was cool. It was fun. It was raining bitches. It was very nice. It was. I would say though, at that point, I didn't have the same energy and enthusiasm I normally have in these dating events, where maybe because my buddy wasn't with me or something like that. But I did realize I wasn't.
You froze again.
Why
There we go.
happen? All right, I
You
felt
said you said that your buddy wasn't with you, so you was kind of not as active as you normally are.
yeah, I felt like it's not that I need because usually a lot of times I go out alone, but at these dating events I don't do that so much because it's more like
Right.
it's so deliberate, you know. But so I kind of felt more almost professional where I would like when I would like I would go up, I would initiate conversation like, "Hey, what's up? I'm Ulric. Hello." But it was almost with the same enthusiasm and kind of straightforwardness I had at during like
Wow.
I realize I got to keep doing this now.
It's are you trying to look on something in your phone, or is just your Wi-Fi is acting up?
Man, I don't know. Uh,
Maybe is this the same place you were last week?
yeah, yeah, it's my apartment.
Mm.
All
You
right,
know
I'm
what
like,
they call? You know what the internet calls this, right?
what?
They call this McDonald's Wi-Fi.
Uh,
Get off the McDonald's Wi-Fi. Come on,
I'm sorry. All right. But we gotta get to the story. All right.
please.
So I'm in. I'm just gonna go. So every time I'm just gonna get my finger to the thing in case I start seeing it going black. So if you going like this, it's just so I'm trying
Okay.
to potential freezing. So I went to this dating event. I felt kind of more, I guess, professional than I felt like, of a hornball. Like I was still enthusiastic in initiating conversations, but I was so, it always was so, hey, who are you? What are you up to? What do you do? Then, hey, I'm Ulrich. Say something charismatic. Say something wow. Throw them off or something like that. It wasn't like, it was more, I guess, professional dating Ulrich. I don't know how to explain that, but
You just explained it perfectly.
so I didn't know if that made sense. But so all right, so I met
It made perfect sense. It
I
made perfect sense.
yeah, so I met this girl who this Pakistani white girl.
Pakistani white girl,
Yeah, and she's a reformed Muslim.
a reformed Muslim.
Yeah,
I dated a reformed Muslim. Yeah, I said I dated a reformed Muslim
I'm just gonna
a
open.
long time.
Yeah, so she was a reformed Muslim, and um, what the heck was the detail? She was 29 years old.
Is or was
29 years old.
right.
Yeah. So this was the last. Now I had just gone to. All right, just let me give you some of well, it was raining a lot of chick. There was a lot of women, right? But I did realize I did something funny because I was I really was avoiding the really hot ones at first. At first, I was really definitely avoiding the hot ones. I found myself
Right.
that like it's almost like I needed to get myself like just I don't know warmed up or what. But I remember the first few I talked to, you would just be shocked that I was talking to them. You know what I mean? It was just like people with goofy, really just like it's almost like cartoon character looks, goofy voices, like the kind of people you would see at kind of dating events like this. Like like all right. The first, all right. I don't want to be this in the side, and I don't want to be mean because this person was super nice. But one of the first girls I talked to, she talked like a uh, she talked like she talked like. You ever seen Mad TV and you ever watch Mad TV, Elvis?
Sometimes.
Well, there was this character who it was this like white lady who played this Asian, and she talks like this. She talks like I don't even know how to talk. She just talks like she was fucked up. Like there's something wrong with her. Like
Right. Right.
it was
So
comedic.
there was a white chick playing an Asian.
No, there was a white chick that talked like she was a white chick playing the Asian from Mad TV. She talked. She was a white. She was clearly a white woman. She clearly had a white accent, but she had some kind of weird lips that made her sound like she was making a mean Asian accent. Like that's how bad her speech impediment was. It sounds like she was like making fun of an Asian, but she was just a white lady.
Right.
I don't know why it's way too, like I don't want to do the voice because it's so. It sounds like she was like trying to make a bad Asian impression, but she just had like a speech impediment of some sort. It,
Mm.
it was just. I only say that to say the initially, I don't know if it was a lack of confidence I had or something like that, but I was very, I really stuck to some of this, the undesirables at first, if you will.
Can I interrupt for a second?
Yeah.
Did you we talked about this dating thing when you were gonna go to one of the mixers. I didn't I
This
know
was
you
the
went.
mixer. This was the mixer I was saying. This was the mixer.
All right. And then we had discussed that maybe when you get there you don't drink for the first hour. You
Yeah.
remember that?
Yeah. So I
Did,
didn't. Yeah, that was part of the problem. That was part of the problem. So it's not that. No, I did drink. The, no, no, it's not that I did drink for the first hour. I drank within the first 15 minutes, but I hadn't.
okay.
But I say that to say that usually I would come into those events. I would have been drinking for an hour already.
Yeah, that's what we were saying. Like maybe this time you don't drink for the first hour because I know when you drink, you become not professional dater. You
Yeah,
become the bad boy. What you use the word woman a lot when you speak to them.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
So um, that my I would think that the reason why you weren't talking to the hot chicks right away is because you were you
Or
didn't
at least
have that
chicks
that
I wasn't initially like super attracted to. Like the first thing I didn't go and look at like, you alright. I was like, all right, let me just start talking. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like, yeah, because sober me is not really that horny. To be honest,
Mm.
when I'm sober, it gotta come. It usually gotta come to me, man. I'm not. I don't know if that's. Does that sound weird?
No, that's actually very normal. And that's why most men end up with the wrong chicks because when they're drinking or when a woman is approaching them, they get an aggressive woman. And aggressive women are good to have a lot of fun with.
Yeah.
You can have good fun with an aggressive woman. The problem is that they're not good long term. I always say, don't go for the woman that's going for you. Go for the woman that you really want
Yeah.
because a lot of times we kind of go for what might be easy. Nowadays, it's not as easy as it was during my time. My time, you could slide off with a fat girl and it was no big deal. She kind of knew, this guy, he got a hell of a body, he's driving, he's making money, he's doing well, and he kind of only calls me certain times or if she sees you out in public, she'll have a conversation. Now, that same woman has 300 men in her inbox. So she actually believes that she's attractive and has, people, a man got to pay to get with her and all that kind of, whoa. So, these basic women are becoming extremely cocky as if, like life, like, how dare you not recognize how amazing they are,
Yeah,
you know?
but this isn't a necessarily basic woman who I am, but that's a and I guess towards the end of
No,
it.
I don't think so. I think you were just matter of factly speaking on like, yo, I didn't talk to these hot chicks right away.
Yeah.
So at any point, did this woman that you're gonna have to date with on Thursday, was she in that hot?
I'm on no, I'm on track. I'm on track. I'm still on track. I was just I'm giving just context.
Okay, but is the woman that you're going with on Thursday, was she part of the baddie section?
Oh, well, I need to give more context because I said
All
that.
right, bet,
Yeah.
please.
So I was trying to. I think I only said that to say how I was first feeling when I was trying to get when I was getting going into the place and my mindset going in, and so I not being that drunk and okay, so you know me as a I have a pretty high tolerance, I guess, for alcohol, but maybe you unbeknownst to me, I do, I guess. In other words, it take like maybe not to observe to other people. I seem like I was messed up over two drinks because I'm always really excited and happy. I guess when I'm like in those kinds of situations, but I kind of still my inside self was kind of just very professional even after me not being like even drinking after the first 15 minutes in like me not feeling if I'm not like an hour into drinking I'm still professional until like I've been drinking for a couple hours so it takes me
Right.
it takes me even a while to get to that mode where I'm starting to acting like that, you know.
Right.
So I found myself earlier in the place just even talking to random dudes like, "Hey, what's up? What you doing here? Hey, what we doing there?" Started building up all this camaraderie, and
Hold up. Pause. But yeah, continue.
oh my god, whatever. But it was like you know it was at a point where it started feeling like I needed to seek almost engagement outside of than chasing some tail. So it was the whole sequence of it was kind of almost very almost professional, not debaucherous. And another thing, it was kind of it was raining a little bit, so there was a bunch of canopies. It was an outdoor thing too. It was in the patio of an outdoor bar. So but there was a lot of little the umbrella thingies or whatever that would keep you dry. So uh, uh, I had met now. I had encountered. I started, feeling all over after a little while, but just a little bit. And then I started talking to more and more people, and I almost found myself being more of a jokey clown than getting women. I was like, they would be gathered. There would be like a group of. Okay, so let me scaffold this a little better. So there would be a group of people. There would be a lot of. It started seeming less like a dating event and almost like a group talking event because the canopies would make it so you would just have these group socializations, and you would just have because it was raining otherwise, or you're condensed in a crazy canopy. So
Right.
regardless, you're talking to a bunch of people at once. So you can't really. You got to be. You can't even be. You can't zero in the same way. You know what I'm saying? Unless
Right.
uh, um, you're going to potentially compromise your potential, poo-tang for some other women. So you still got
Right.
to you got to be tactful within these smaller canopies. All right. So finally, I'm on one of these canopies. I'm actually feeling a little good, and and I'm about to actually bounce. I'm actually gonna leave this and for this. I made all these loose connections with ugly women who were very loose connections. It just wasn't.
Right.
So finally, I get to this final canopy. This package, package, cutie, cutie. She has that. Can you hear me? No,
You're breaking up.
no. But that's on your side. There's some wind happening.
Yeah, it's just started raining, so maybe it is me.
Yeah. All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. So there was this cutie. There's this cutie patootie, and she was like, she was super short, very, but it had had this like kind of almost innocent like face about her, super innocent looking. Hold on. All right, that is you. It is raining like crazy, man. That's you. So
Yeah, but the rain shouldn't stop this.
no, but you go like this. So I don't know if I should start yelling or what, or if you can hear me.
Yeah, but I'm tapping you because I couldn't hear you at all.
All right, can you hear me now?
Oh, you saying the rain is coming down so loud that I can't hear your
I think,
voice?
yeah, I think it's that.
No, but I can hear it. It's breaking up, literally breaking up.
Uh,
It was like coming in and out, opposed to
what about
just the
hello?
volume.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. So I started chatting this girl up, and we're actually getting along like gangbusters. She's a first generation American. Her family was from like Pakistan, obviously. And she got into how she used to be troublesome, and then she got her life together. So it
This
comes
is
out,
this is at the canopy day.
yeah, it's not a canopy date, but it's at the place. We're
Underneath the canopy, she's telling you about a troublesome life she had.
Yeah, we were bonding. I told her the story. Remember that story in Austin? I told her when my mom called the cops and they broke the door down. Like I don't know. She talked about because I think we bonded over our odd relationships with our mothers. That's what we bonded over. How our mothers are overbearing.
Her mom is overbearing.
Yeah,
You're right. This rain is coming down pretty hard.
yeah. Uh, but can you hear me? Can you still hear me?
What?
Can you hear
Yeah, I can kind of hear you now, but let's continue. I want you to continue.
All right. So we were kind of bonding. The connection, I guess, that was happening, and what made me so comfortable talking is kind of bonded over having overbearing mothers. Also,
Mm.
what yo
The
what
mommy. issue. The mommy issue bonding moment.
Yeah, yeah. But not,
That scares me.
yeah, but it was kind of cool. It was like a genuine bonding thing. And you could tell her eyes getting, like, she was shocked that I was such a ruffian after all this time. Like, I think I told, like, I started opening up on my past, and I was a little rough in the past, and she loved all that crap. Yeah, she was getting, you see her eyes light up. But this lady specifically, she's like, she's the director of health services at University of Pennsylvania. So she's a bougie ish lady, and she was, you wouldn't talk. She's very and she's very well spoken, but she opened. But the part she keyed into was her, whatever, I guess, ratchety, difficult side she got into. And she even gave me crap about Christianity just for 2 seconds. She said something like, she said, yeah, well, she was saying how she's past Muslim. I said I was Christian, and she's like, oh, Christian, yeah, well, that could be anything. Anybody could be Christian. They just let anybody. She was-
She's right.
I was
She's
like,
right.
I was
And you
like,
don't even have to wear. You don't even have to wear a shirt and tie
yeah,
anymore. You could come in a hoodie.
yeah, yeah. I was like, all right, lady, all right. But it was funny because I even have a quick comeback for that because she was right about that. She was
Yeah,
right.
but she's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Um, so
But
Thursday, how
no,
much
no,
will you
wait,
be
wait.
spending,
No, there's more context.
please?
So, at when I was about to, I was the one who initiated leaving because I was like, you know what? I met this person. Let me be different now. I'm not going, because usually I would compromise this pussy, try to fuck some other bitch. I'm like, let me good
Yo,
now.
you gotta chill with the
I'm,
profanity.
I, because she was good on paper, all that stuff, and she got a sense of humor, and she's cool, that stuff that I'm more receptive to, or more likely to take seriously. So,
Right.
uh, um, so
I think it's great that you didn't try to smash right away like you normally do,
no,
because
I think she wanted to smash right away, because
mm, why
I was
didn't you take why didn't you
not.
take on those cues?
I'll tell you what happened. So at first, so I'm telling her I'm about to leave. I'm like, all right, let me leave. I'm gonna close my tab. I'm leaving. She's like, she started telling me my friend, because her friends like sporadically were interrupting us. Her friend would sporadically interrupt. She's like, I'm good, I'm good, I'm fine. Like, you just shoo her friend away. Her friend would just come back. She's like, I'm gonna get out of here. So
They was hating.
no,
They was
I don't know.
hating.
I don't know what they would. I don't know what they would.
They was hating that she was still talking and they couldn't find out no one to sit for more than 4 minutes with them.
But eventually, and this when I tried to leave, her friends like, all right, she gotta go back to them, and then she took my number, and I was like, and I said, and she said, oh, you should meet us at this bar. We're gonna meet. We're gonna go to this bar called Garage. You can meet up with us if you want. I'm like, I'm already at the house. I'm not doing that. But usually, I'd be a little more, what's it called? And she's like, oh well, I had really fun. If you don't want to meet up, I had a lot of fun. We should
Hold
get.
up, hold up. She called you after you guys separated and said, I'm
She
at a
texted,
different bar?
she texted me. She texted me.
Oh, yeah. She was
Yeah,
definitely trying to smash.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah.
that night I wasn't that. But that night, and it was raining out. So I was not going back out. I said, "You." I did bet. Listen, I did bet you. You guys can all come over here to my property if y'all want. But I'm not going.
Whoa.
I'm not, but um.
You're going to let the women you just met for the first time into your home. What would your family say about that?
Well,
Yeah.
my doggy might say something, but that's about it. But
Right.
but yeah. So she's the one initiative, but we should get drinks when you're free this week. So I was like, all right, I'm like, yeah, yeah, sure. What's it called? But honestly, and it wasn't. I wasn't fully being mature because in the back of my mind, I was like, when that bitch, maybe she'll come over. When that woman's done, maybe she'll or something like that. But then I just passed out because I'm not used to, so all right, but the next day I took initiative. I hit her up. I said it was nice meeting you last night. I'll take you up on that offer to get drinks. And she's like, oh, great. Are you free this Wednesday? Blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, all right, sure. You, how's this place? And I picked a random place I just found like within 2 seconds. And she was like, because she said where, and I was like, all right, let's meet for this time. And what's it called? So we had a whole thing set, and that day we are gonna meet up. Now I don't like texting women during the week. I don't do that at all. I don't know what the purpose of it. We have a date set. We can figure it out. We know when we're gonna meet. So I didn't text her again until like the morning or the afternoon of that day. And I said, "Oh, are we still on for? Are we still good for?" Oh, not I didn't even say it like that. I said it more sure of myself. I say, "So I'll meet," but this was my way of confirming. But I say, "So I'll meet you in front of the restaurant at 7 or something like that." So
Seven.
it wasn't confirming.
7 on a Wednesday.
Yes, I mean that's
Yeah, that sounds good.
oh,
That sounds good.
yeah,
7 on a Wednesday sounds great.
yeah. But
Because that's like, they people get off for work at like what, 4, 5?
hmm
So she has time to either like, I
to
don't
get
know, but I don't think that's a bad time. Go ahead.
yeah. But then never text back. Never
She
text.
never texts back.
Never takes back. These what's it called? And those are, and then I remember at the time I wasn't even I don't know if I was that upset because in the back of my mind, the women always be on this stuff. I think the first time I'm supposed to hang out with the good, there's always some nonsense. It's like a weird.
Mm,
Let me see if he's still around. If I'll flake on him, some weird. I don't know if that's a thing,
some
but
sort of pattern. You think you might be participating in some sort of pattern that
yeah.
keeps repeating themselves in these relationships or in
Even
these.
say that. Yeah, but I didn't even say nothing. I didn't even question mark when she didn't hit back. I just did. All right, she's not texting back. I didn't say nothing after, so I didn't.
So your phone is like blacking out and
With,
turning off. I see you keep tapping the phone.
no, because every you kept saying I was freezing, and I think what's happening is every time the thing is getting darker, it starts to freeze.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
supposed to get
that's why.
darker. It's supposed to stay lit.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the case because that didn't happen last week. But
Right. So she gets back to you apologizing about what happened the day prior or how long did it take for her to get back to you about that not showing
today,
up?
today, to
So
reschedule.
today's Sunday. So that's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 4 days.
Who
And
said?
she's like, mm. How sincere was her apology?
Oh, that's why I wanted to read. The apology was a little ridiculous. Because apology made me like just roll my eyes. So, but all right. So I'm gonna say exactly. All right. Now this is why it was essential that I put this thing in that I read it. All right. So this was
Bear with him, folks.
now. You know what I can do? I can put the messages tab up on my laptop.
There we go.
All right. And I didn't even say, I did this shit. This is how I know I must have been not drunk enough. Because before I left, right before we were parting ways, I knew she was like, she was saying goodbye to me, but she wasn't hugging. And I was gonna be a full gentleman, in which like when I was first leaving, I wasn't even gonna try to go for anything or nothing like that. But she was like pulling me inside to like kiss on me, and I was like, all right, that was like. And then I'm embarrassed to say.
Wait, wait, wait. You were kissing the chick the first night.
I'm embarrassed. No, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed to say this one thing. This is how I know. I'm actually really embarrassed to say this. So this,
Say it. Say it.
so this was we were they were first, and she was pulling me in, and I'd seen her as very like regal and kind of regal but cute and sweet, and put together. So so even when she was pulling me in, I actually asked her if she cared if I kissed
Wow.
her.
Wow.
I'm sorry. No,
Consent. Consent. You asked for consent.
I've never, bro. When I say I've admit you, I've never done that before in my entire life. And
Right.
you know, yo, you know I'm not like that. You know,
Right. No, I know. I know.
you know I don't ask for consent. That's what
Yo, you asked for consent.
never in my
And it was as she got aggressive.
yeah, I never in my life. Yeah, I don't know what the
She got aggressive, but yet you put the bump the brakes and you sought consent. You know what? In this climate, dude, that makes all the sense in the world.
no.
Even though it's crazy,
You're,
it's still crazy.
you're being nice because that was some that I felt like I was a different like even my there was something in my energy was so different like even from the beginning when I'm not like when I felt like in outside I know I was coming off like Ulric, but it was like but I was still like not like I was being Ulric more I guess jovial like entertaining host
Mm,
than this is what it is woman Ulric you know what I'm saying yeah it was less like I was hosting a whole like I was hosting people at my apartment it felt like my
mm.
then I was isolating women to copulate with, All right, let me pull this crap up. All right, so are you now up there? I gotta admit, I'm still very mortified to admit that. That's probably why I didn't tell you this last. That part of it, that part of the story, the consent part, it took me aback personally. All right, so I got the text pulled up. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So she said, so. Oh, actually, what? Mm-mm. Oh, actually, you know what? I could go back to the whole thread. I could go back to the whole thread. As this will make more context. This is sort of a text I had. So it says my name. I said I'm heading back to the apartment. All your friends are invited. I have a rooftop, and pool table. She said, "Hey, I'm headed over to garage with them. You're welcome to join us, but if not, we should meet up for drinks." All right, and then all right. This is the end of the night. So it was. Then I had. It was cool meeting you last night. This is me initiating. It was cool meeting that. It was cool meeting you last night. I hope to see you again soon. Said, hey, it was great meeting you too. Are you free next Wednesday? Are you free Wednesday next week for drinks? Right. This is her. And I say, sure. How's this place? And I just found some place called Cuba Libre or something. It looked good. There's this and she said perfect. And she said perfect. Does 8 work for you? And I said definitely. I'll see you then. And then she made a heart emoji on the see you then. And then the next thing I text, are we still? I'm gonna. I'll meet you in the bar. I'll meet you in front of the restaurant at 8. And never text me back. Until next week. Until today. So sorry for not following up on this date. I had a really rough week at work with one of the interns we hired to the point where I had to have a very challenging conversation about race in the workplace. I'm still interested and would love to reschedule, but totally understand if you rather not.
So she's placating to you.
Huh? I mean, I don't know what the fuck. I mean, I rolled my eyes to that, but I did say, but look, but I did say, I did after I waited an hour. I said, I'm free this Thursday at 7, and she said, okay, want to meet at the Dandelion in Rittenhouse? And I said, sure, and then she said, sounds good. See you then. And that's it. That was the whole text thread of our age.
Yeah, I say have some fun and that's about it.
Oh yeah, I honestly, yeah, um, I'm not gonna be able to. I'm too petty in my head where I don't know if I'd be able to get past that initial thing, but I definitely.
Right. I wouldn't be able to yeah.
Yeah.
Just yeah, and I think don't spend any more than $50.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm a
That's
man.
2 drinks. That's how far is the place
Oh
from your house?
yeah. Okay, that's what you began to ask me earlier. That's what you began to ask. You said say it again.
How far is your place from the place you're meeting?
20-minute Uber.
20-minute Ubers. All right. I would suggest next time you bring it closer to where you live.
I did that with the initial place, but she
Say that
suggested.
again.
Well, oh yeah, well she suggested a place. I'm just like whatever. But now, but so I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna text her up until she texts me at the time to confirm, and then.
Right. Right. I would even bring a bottle of wine in a bag that looks like a bottle of wine is in the bag. You know the bags that the wines come in, and not the black plastic bag, the paper bag that almost looks like bread goes in it. And then when you get there, she's gonna be like, "What's that for?" And you're like, well, this is for. This is depending on how our night goes.
No,
You know,
I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna be. No, I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna be toolish. Definitely gonna. I'm definitely gonna hurt her. But I'm not.
you're like, this is possibly for later
I'm not. No, no, no. I
because
already
I don't.
got that. I already got that.
You've already got that in the house, right? Wait, I missed it. Where was it? Oh, okay. It looks very lonely.
Well, no, I got this other one, but this one I'm drinking right.
Um,
I got this one, but this one I'm drinking now.
okay, and that's the Pinot Noir.
Yeah, and that's all. That's the only one I drink.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
So,
So
eh, I don't. I mean, the honestly, I mean, the racing is ridiculous. I don't even want to get started on that, but because she didn't seem that SJW, but they all are. You
they all are. They all are. That SJW. Yeah, I had to talk to somebody about race, and oh, stop it, please stop it. Yeah, she's like, I had to check a bitch. I'm so black friendly. Right. I know.
no,
I know.
but she's what's the word? She's not. She has a little edge to her. I don't know how to explain. She got a little edge as opposed to. I don't. I think I don't know if she'd be able say like handle that situation professionally. She got like a. She's like a. I don't know, like that. She does have some. I can see some Pakistani anger coming at her. You know, like I don't know how to. I mean, that's a little racist. What's happening?
No, I was just checking a text. The internet. Somebody named Zoe Bogan says that Unk on the left looks like a Down syndrome cloud.
Hey, but that means that means listen that means that that means we having trolls is an indicator of
I'm letting it show. I'm letting YouTube know it's okay.
yeah.
We live Zoe, you're good. But
Also,
we
since
want to say, oh, Victor Cody says no one can deny you are enjoying your life. I'm impressed. And Elvis has a history of running establishments that make him aware of embarking and embracing the culture of this lifestyle. Yeah, I was in the bar business 20 something years. And I know those interactions and what works and what doesn't work. I like the fact that you didn't drink for the first 15 minutes. I like the fact that you kept it professional. I cringe at the whole idea that you asked for consent. But
I cringed too.
here's the thing.
I think she
She
was. I think she was taken aback too. I think she.
Yes, yes, but here's the thing though. This is probably why you didn't get the first date. The first date was she was dealing whatever she's dealing with her, SJW life. And then the fact that you ask for consent, you see, these women don't want men that ask for consent, but they all do. They all really they do. This is what they want. They want a man that they like, right? That doesn't need consent to now understand that he's just like, in other words, she told every single one of her friends about this. And they were like, girl, you're overreacting. He's a good guy. You don't know, I wish I could get a man to ask for consent. So now you like bridge this weird gap of she doesn't want that in a man, but she fucking respects it and she's still attracted to you. Yo, these women, let me just tell you,
But
they
you,
deserve everything.
I really, to be honest, I think it was me not being responsive over the week, not being talkative over the week, more so than that, because I think she forgot because
I can't hear you. Gotta come closer. I can't hear you.
because after that, she invited me to the bar. So I doubt. It's hard to say that that was the thing.
Yeah, because she wanted to still, you're the 5'11", 205 pound bullheaded black man. You still have stock. You're still compounding interest. So, like I still cringe at the consent, but I think it's worth it because let me tell you, if I'm a married man, but if I was gonna sleep with someone, I'm not trying to play games. They would have to sign a consent form.
Thank
They would have to sign. We talked about this on a couple of shows. I would want a consent form. And I'm not talking about the consent where you break down kissing, hugging, touching, and then they have it where men are going through all these different steps to get consent. That's like they're taking first, second, and third base, verbalizing each moment of consent. Is it okay if I take off my shirt now? Getting that consent. Women say they want this, but they know they don't.
you.
They know they don't want this, so you really threw her for a loop. But you still have that compounding interest of being black, being bullheaded, being 5'11", 200 pounds, and you working out like crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think more so honestly, I really don't think it was that. It was more so that I was embarrassing because based on I'd be afraid to tell my friends that like you, but I really I really don't think she keyed into that. But if that's the case, who knows? But if she really knew the real kind of the real way I move with women, it, just
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
but that was never healthy. I used to always tell you. I would always say,
mm.
like, dude, you gotta chill. You gotta chill. You're super aggressive. But I like the fact that you say that you want a family and maybe you're making the right steps to get one, and that's by you know asking for consent to the right chick. Who knows? But anyway, um she's probably an heiress,
No,
social justice warrior heiress,
no, no,
who's
no,
going to
no,
who's going to receive 18 million when she's 38.
no. She's a no. She's like a professional. She like raised to whatever job she got to. She just kept getting promoted. And she's the
Yeah,
she,
because of who her family is.
that I don't know, but the
Yeah, those are the
no,
ones
but
that keep getting promoted.
we were both raised without our dads. That's the other thing we bond over. So
What?
we were both raised without our fathers.
She was raised without her father must have passed.
Yeah, but no, no,
He's
no, no.
not. He's
No,
not in the.
it wasn't in the.
Our father's not in Ohio. Stop
No,
it.
no. His mother was her father was in the picture, as far as I can. So, but I don't. She didn't. Like my ex. My ex was a woman of privilege. This woman, she kind of seemed like she had more of a what's it called a comeback story. Like
Right. Everybody wants a comeback story.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Remember when the doc was like, "Yo, I gotta be homeless. I gotta add homeless to my
I
story."
understand you, man. You the only, but you always prompt me to respond. Stop being naive, Ulric. Forget you, man. I hate you, T Riddler. I hate you. I hate you. Yeah. Nobody gets to me like T Riddler. I'll say that. Nobody gets T Riddler.
Right.
Gets comments, and I always got to defend myself.
So we want to say hi to T. Riddler, Steve Latner.
Steve
He's
Ladner, how you
back.
feeling, man?
Consent form. A man will forget about a consent form in the right situation, of course. Of course, but you have to have what's called D control. You have to be able to have D control. Because let me tell you, man, if I'm gonna see anyone, and this was like we're talking about 20 years ago, I didn't have a consent form, but I would like try to have an understanding from early. Like, what is it we doing here? You know, I'm you know, I'm anyway, I'm gonna change the subject.
It's all right. Let me get
I'm
back
gonna change the subject. I'm not trying to go there. But we were gonna talk a little bit today about. Oh wait, did you have anything to add?
up. No, I don't really have anything to add about that story. It'll be interesting. Now we have a definite thing to talk about next next week too.
Yeah, just don't text me during the week and say I don't want to talk about it. Don't even bring it up.
We
And then we're gonna need Steve Ladner to be like, yo, what happened? And there's a new person here named Ran Rally. Raii. You need that Duke Dennis Riz. Who's
I don't
Duke
know what that
Dennis Riz?
Duke Dennis is, but okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Then we
You know,
have a Mark Carmel, and that's Cornell, I guess. Mark Cornell. What you major in U Albany?
political science.
Political science. And you were in a fraternity in that thing there, right?
All right. That's all right. That I'll keep to myself. But yes, I was.
Okay. Well, you was down with the Bush administration. You was doing that.
No, I wasn't in no. I was in a professional. It was a professional fraternity. It wasn't a
Yeah,
social. Different.
yeah, professional fraternity.
Yeah.
Wait, wasn't your school wait, you're sideways now.
No, yeah, that is weird. I was trying to get my homework come. No, now I'm upside.
Now you're upside down.
Because I've been putting my charger on makes it look awkward.
But is U Albany a law school?
No,
Oh,
it's
I
an
thought
undergrad.
I thought U Albany was a law school, no?
How can I go to law school for my undergraduate degree?
Okay. Well, how do you go to law school? It would be your postgraduate, I guess, right? Right.
Yeah,
Don't
but
forget, I got my GED in prison at 17 years old.
you
Let's
did,
remember this at all
you did,
times.
you did, you did. But
Let's
a lot
let's
of my
have that in the background memory here.
yeah, yeah. But a lot of my contemporaries ended up going into law. I'm not into law like that.
Right,
But
right, right.
I like policy. I
Of
like policy.
course, that's what I love about you is that you're really into politics, more so than most people would know. And they talk to you as if you're just like only reading headlines. And you're like, whoa, let's back up. They're like, oh. I don't think I like Ulrich anymore.
I, you'd be shocked at how many times that's happened. They look
Right, right, right.
look this intelligent black man. He's good for us until they find out what I'm about. Like,
Uh,
he is
uh,
danger.
Boom, Boom is here. Hey, Boom. And then there's a Mr. Mouse. He's like, rock the vote. Okay. They
Well,
might.
election year, so you can imagine people are coming in, And this actually, this election is so up in the. This election is actually shockingly up in the air, and I didn't realize that until recent. Like I thought it was going to be a layup for my guy, but it's almost it's something. Actually, we're losing momentum to the point where we actually uh, there's a boost that's going to be needed because now I didn't want to. Was this
More
a
than
segue
getting shot,
video?
more than getting shot,
Is this a
we need a
segue?
we need another boost.
Is this a good okay segue into the one of the videos you asked me to watch?
Well, I wasn't gonna really play the video.
Yeah, I was. I mean, yeah, I was. Me neither.
I was gonna just talk about. I actually, once again, I don't have my notes. Where are my notes? I
That's all
left
right.
my notes
Yeah,
on my kitchen table
I mean,
and
I
it's
can
raining.
what we were talking about, and
Excuse me.
I can introduce what we were talking about. I know what
Right.
like.
Yeah, I kind of remember. Let me just say this. I talked to you about this on the phone earlier. How the heck are you gonna have an addressing? You're gonna address a group of people about your policies, and you're gonna address a group of people about what the future will hold for the next 4 years, and you do it in 34 minutes.
All right, that's what we disagree. You have to do. You have to do it in a short time like that. You have to. 'Cause the only time you get cross examined to an
Bear with him,
The
y'all.
the only time that you get cross examined politically is either on political like kind of debates, the public debates, or if you actually have the gall to go in front of a, if you maybe are afraid you're going to lose the election and you have an actual sit down or something, and they say who is Donald Trump, who is Kamala Harris, and then they sit and then you take like an hour to break down little things that people may be confused about. But they might do that towards the end of it when they need, it. Politics is like cramming for something you got to do. Like they don't, they kind of like say you got a lesson plan to complete by November. What all you're gonna get in like August and July, like and now times are, you know, uh, I get rough bull crap outlines that don't give any information and just draw people in. But I guarantee. But when it comes quick, you're gonna see the cramming starts, political cramming. In other words, if say the polls are looking down on Kamala on things like immigration, she probably said one thing. She's gonna say something in order to placate her base and gain a new base. She won't say something like, we're not just gonna let anybody in, but the people who deserve to get in. She's gonna. So that's why I don't take too much inventory on like those political things. That's why the only and this is what this I don't know for any of our audience who's interested in getting acclimated with politics. The only way to learn about politics is C-SPAN. That's the only way to learn about politics. In other words, or the direct government website that has the policy. But C-SPAN does the same thing. So if you look at the specific policies, you get away from rhetoric. So you know that's it.
Right. C-SPAN. You recommend C-SPAN if you want to get some real insight on what government means, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm respectful. I'm respect like this. One, even politics at work when they talk politics, I barely even like. I'll even take them seriously. But uh, actually, I got in an actual political argument at work. Is what everybody do.
Uh
But
oh. Uh oh.
this is
Uh oh.
no, 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 no. But I didn't come out the closet. I didn't come out the closet. but
Right.
but I definitely made myself look like something.
They started saying, "Is this guy for Trump?"
Well, I know for a fact because there was a girl who was driving. So we were off. So my work is about 40 minutes away from my apartment. So I'm gonna walk to work every day and walk home. Right?
So you say now, those Philadelphia winters are no
Yeah,
joke, dude.
please know about me, man. Please, come on.
Okay.
I walk. Sometimes I'd walk from what's it called? Success, man, and that would be an hour and some change.
Right. It's true. You have a lot of energy and you
I
like to walk,
Yeah,
you
because
know?
it's just when no one. It's just I don't feel bothered. I feel like I'm doing some. I feel like I don't know. I feel like my mind is.
I think it's beautiful. I suffer from gout, so walking is a privilege, Walking is a true privilege.
Yeah.
So, Kamala Harris gets up on the stage and she started to talk about things like it felt very communist. It felt
It felt very kind.
it felt very communist. Like America is a business, and a lot of people need to understand that this is a business. America is a business. It's capitalism, value for value. If you start adding the federal government to stop a person from doing what represents this country, that means I have something that is what you want, and you have the means to get it. I should not be told how much I can make off of you. If let's say there's some sort of crisis, right? And
Also, Stephen Ladd just said something actually pretty profound and cynical. But for something very cynical. It's actually voting is like writing Santa Claus a letter. That's for something so cynical. It is actually oddly profound because usually cynical comments are stupid. But
right, it's a great
that's a
comment. I love
smartish
that.
looking for a cynical comment.
That can
But
go on
that
a
is very
t-shirt.
cynical. That is very cynical.
We should put that on a T-shirt.
Yeah, that's actually a really smart comment.
Yeah,
Very
that's really good.
cynical. But all right, keep going now, Elvis. So,
Yeah, no worries. Thanks. Um, we have a woman that's What was my train of thought? What road was I
you
on?
know, Kamala Harris comes up on the podium and she
Yeah,
starts.
she was talking
She
about
starts like,
businesses. She's gonna. I said that. What I was saying was that if let's say there's some like a tornado comes by, and a tornado like takes out your a whole block. Let's say several blocks, and I I have a bulldozer, and I have a means of excavating a whole street, and I go drive over to this area that the tornado hit, and the government is like, listen, you can't charge 40,000 to clear off that block. We're only gonna let you charge 9, 10. There's a part of me that kind of says, you know what? That might be okay. That might be okay for the government to say, yo, these people just got hit with a tornado.
all right. Oh, it's funny when you showed me that video from Kamala Harris. There was with that dumb video from Kamala. Well, not that it was dumb because it was from Kamala, not because you sent it to me. But
Okay.
this guy Michael Knowles. Michael Knowles was actually, I believe, one of the smartest political pundits out there.
Right.
He's associated with the Daily Wire. Who, however you feel about Ben Shapiro, that's how you may be. But Michael Knowles is Mike. If there's few people about that, if you want to hear some real stuff about politics, go to Michael Knowles. So Michael Knowles made a comment is that policies like what you just mentioned, the 40,000 versus 9,000. What the biggest issue now is, now we're going to see the division between conservatives and libertarians, and that's a big thing. And that nothing's going to influence this election than the fight between conservatives and libertarians. Because what you just mentioned is okay. That's not a libertarian thing, because libertarians don't think you need to go in and fix prices.
Right. I understand that. Yeah. You
But
see,
conservatives, even though conservatives are, I guess, more about, even though they're more about, there's certain specifics they have, but lower taxes and things like that. They're more about, they're more pro stopping monopolies, I guess. And hopefully, I'm not mixing this up if I'm getting this right. Actually, Stephen Ladner, you can chime in if you want to on this in the comments. But how I but Michael Knowles said something very interesting and something very profound that I didn't really think about. And the things like the nonsense that Kamala had. So let me scaffold some of this. The what Elvis Sheen. Can I talk about what specifically Kamala Harris said?
yeah.
So Kamala Harris, she was giving, I guess, her first address where she was giving forward her economic policy and what she planned to do. And what the kind of talking point she had was about, um, I guess, breaking up monopolies, essentially. That just uh, to kind of, I guess, summarize the subsection of what she said. She said that she wasn't going to let big corporations, or I'm paraphrasing, correct me if I'm wrong. She didn't want big corporations to be able to go into places and say, um, now that regardless of what people need, or regardless of the struggle of people, these are the prices I'm going to make. And since there's no other people that has these prices, I have the ability to make these prices, because that's what, I guess, I don't know, capitalist. I'm paraphrasing this poorly, but what Kamala is saying in terms of her economic policy is talking with both, is speaking for libertarians, in which she wants it to be more, I guess, uh, she's speaking for conservatives, excuse me, or how I understand it, speaking for conservatives and not for libertarians. So the voting aspect she gets she's trying to go for is independence who lean conservative, or not independents who might lean, um, or swing voters who lean more conservative. So she's going after what she believes to be monopolies and saying we're not going to. There was a lot of price gouging. You heard the price gouging this, price gouging that, and so what she was talking about more so was the difference between, not the difference between, but price fixing. And what she was putting forth was saying you're not going to make anything else more expensive, whether you're a farmer, whether you're a tech business, whether you're this, you can't make anything more expensive. We're the government. We know what's affordable for people. If you can't make this expensive, because it's not going to be affordable for people, therefore we're going to see how expensive it's going to be, regardless of how that's going to affect the business in general. And there's a lot now. What you sent to me was really saturated, because that's the bad thing about political discourses. They talk out of two sides of their mouth. So it would sound, what she said would sound good to everybody except somebody who's into politics. So it sounded that what she
Right,
said made,
right.
and that's how these people work. It sounds good what she said, but it would contradict in philosophies. If you're gonna fix prices, you're talking fixed prices is now you're talking communism. Now you're talking about far left. Now you're talking about something. Now you're talking about an evil centralized government, because deciding the prices takes away.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, choosing the prices takes away supply and demand completely. If you so whatever prices she's saying is fair or unfair, and whatever she decides to apply um, federal price fixes to, saying no matter what, I don't care what happens with the economy, what you're buying or not, apples are going to be 375. A pound of apples 375. There's nothing you can do about it, and there's nothing you can mess up an economy with by saying some nonsense like that. So
It's crazy. I mean, I know that I have a friend that takes insulin shots, and she pays 250 bucks for one vial. And I know it was very hard for her, and she had talked to me about it. Sorry,
you're good. I mean,
is,
honestly,
is the chicken still on on the grill? All right. Sorry, sorry.
you
I
getting a
had to get
snack,
my
Elvis?
I had to get my little notes. Come on.
Gotcha.
So opportunity economy. That's what she called it. She only said it 3 times though. I thought she was gonna say it 45 times. And that's where anyone can win. And then what we're talking about is the price gouging on food. And that's when I was gonna talk about how, yeah, like a friend of mine, she pays 200 and something dollars, and it's like I don't know if her insurance is paying for it, but I know it's a problem for a lot of people. And someone said recently that diabetes is something that most black people are suffering from.
Oh yeah,
So that she is inadvertently helping the black people without saying, I'm going to help black people. I couldn't believe the idiots that thought. I was like, wow, this woman
oh,
is convincing people that they're going to control how much you pay for something, and that somehow is going to help you, the black person, because you poor. So if we stop these big companies from making all this money off of you, then you win. So you got to vote for me.
the big
I mean,
wait,
that's what
and
she's saying.
no, but no, she didn't say anything really though, because the companies that affect the pricing of these kind of medications is not even the corporations, not even it's the middlemen that affect these things. And she started talking on Trump talking points, because one of the things that was great about Trump's first presidency is he was able to eliminate the subsidiary between the farm the pharmaceutical agencies that give things like essential services like diabetes medications. And you're not going to do it, you're going to go straight from one to one, rather than you're going to go through through Pfizer from another company in order to get your money, because both Pfizer needs to make their money, the middle person needs to make their money. So inevitably, you're going to have to pay more. The middle Pfizer is not going to pay the middleman more. The middleman is not going to give some of their profits to Pfizer because they're not as big as a Pfizer. So the only person that's going to be spending more money is the consumer, and
That's the only one.
yeah, and
The
that's what
only
that and
one.
she's that's what Trump essentially, I guess, solved with diabetes medication. But an opponent for Trump would say that you're hurting. This is why politics is so ridiculously complicated and crazy. Because if you're a hardcore libertarian, you can say something like, "Hey, this middleman can do what he wants. This middleman, he's working within the system. If he wants to say he can make these it more accessible for you to get Pfizer, and he's going to do this thing, and he's going to come in and make everything easy for you, and you're going to pay him for it, then he should be able to do it." So actually, Trump is more libertarian than Trump is more conservative than he is libertarian, because he wanted to avoid some of that, I guess, the kind of free market that really messes people over, and the kind of like the deals, like the price fixing, where two big price fixing is. So Kamala talked about this thing. All right, first, price gouging. Price gouging is purposely making the prices lower with two companies, or multiple companies, and saying we're going to make this price lower to affect competition. But you're not going to make this price lower than mine. It's the same thing. Hopefully, I'm define it right. So it's the same thing as price fixing to an extent. We're gonna make this price lower because we're gonna agree, because we're gonna advertise our price at $2.99 a pop for
Right.
some state. You get $2.99 a pop. You get $2.99 a pop. We know for a fact that our $2.99 a pop can beat the $3.99 charged by these smaller businesses. We know for a fact, because the reason we can do that is we can make our labor cheaper because we outsource our labor. So, all right. So I say all that to say this sounds like a lot of political jargon, but I say that specifically because Kamala Harris's uh, her economic policy was nothing that could be implemented. Nothing about what Kamala said can be implemented, because, like I said earlier, she spoke out of two sides of her mouth, and not only
Right.
they're philosophically incongruent, which some of them are in the some of the, some of these are conservative, some of these are conservative values, and some of these are more libertarian values and things like that. And if not only these are going to kind of split apart your vote, but also what she's actually doing is she's trying to get dumb libertarians and dumb conservatives to say, "Oh, she's talking our points." She doesn't. They don't understand that what I'm saying is contradictory. You cannot have conservative values. You cannot have libertarian values, and you cannot put forth those things while you're either while you're trying to price fix, or you're trying to price gouge, and you can't also have a freer market. You like Kamala was doing what politicians do all the time, and I'm not even coming at Kamala for this, because she's doing what she's supposed to as a politician. She
Really?
has the far left. She has the far left. She doesn't need that. She needs them, and she knows she's never going to get the super conservatives. What she needs is the moderates in elections. So, and the moderates are what the normal people in the world. They're not. They see voting as transactional. And funny, that's what this is another video that you claimed to, that was with the Umar Johnson video, but we're gonna get into that later, I guess. But the moderate people, like a video of that obviously we're going to speak about later, see voting as transactional and not, I guess, philosophical. It's
Right.
like, if I vote for you, you're going to do this thing that I asked for. But Kamal's interview did two things that were absolutely contradictory. Talked about two things that were contradictory in principle that you're not going to be able to do. So, I, I
Let me say this.
yeah.
There used to be an avenue in New York City, 8th Street. Well, not an avenue, just a block, 8th Street. And on the west side of 8th Street was known for all these shoe stores. and I used to always go get all my shoes from 8th Street. And these were some of the stores. There would only be like 4 pair of shoes, and then there were other stores there'd be hundreds of shoes. But there was always these just rows and rows of shoe stores. And sometimes they would have, well, not sometimes, in this shoe store area, there was this 2 or 3 coat stores that opened up in the 90s and or the 2000s. I can't remember, but it was probably the 90s. And I wanted a peak coat at the time. And I wanted the official made in the USA peak coat, the same coat that you get off the boat if you were on a Navy ship. I wanted that. I go down there to 8th Street in Manhattan, New York City, and I was able to find the coat that I wanted. But of course, I said I'm going to go across the street and see if I can get it cheaper or down the block, wherever have you. I end up at the last store. I went to 2 other stores. I'm at the last coat store. And this coat store, I told the woman that works there, I said, yo, the guy across the street said he was going to give it to me for $185. And she was like, that's not possible. And I was like, I'm just telling you. She's like, all right, then get out of here. You go get it over there if that's what you're saying to me. And as I was leaving, she's like, wait, you're serious? And I'm like, yeah. She thought I was like bluffing. And she said, that mother effer. She gets on the phone, landline phone. She calls up Vinny and and Pookie and Ray Ray and Tyrone and Chad. And she was like, yo, which store said 180? Yo, they went to that store and there was a brawl that happened because they had this agreement that uh the coat, she wanted 225 for the coat. The coat was probably $300, and they were letting them go for like 225. So there was some sort of like deal that they had that they weren't going to just sell the coat for $180, because if you sell it for 180, then we can't eat the way we want to eat. So it was a whole brawl went down. I wound up paying. She wound up giving it to me for the 180. But it still didn't stop the violence that ensued. So we have all these pharmaceutical companies that are going to now be forced to make these agreements to give these drugs to people for X amount of prices. When is the fighting going to start? Because there's going to be some fighting. Because is the government going to be able to successfully do this, or this is just talking crap to people that don't know politics?
Well, if the government actually was successfully able to do that, then it wouldn't be a capitalist government. If they were really able to do this where it was effective to consumers, it would pharmaceutical companies will be incentivized to not almost not work with government, because if your company is based on profit, and they know for a fact that the government is going to, no matter what, if you work in this set of business, the government is going to affect your profit for the greater good. You're going to go for the profit, not the greater good. So you're either going to change
Is this cap? Is this communism?
price fixing. Yeah.
This is communism.
Price fixing on a, like, it's this, like, because there's price fixing to an extent on, in capitalism. We have anti-monopoly rule, like laws and things like that.
Right.
But on
Like Verizon and all these
yeah,
companies, they allow these
stuff.
other companies
Break
to
up, they're talking
exist.
about breaking up Google. They're gonna break up Google, allegedly. No, they came out. They're gonna break up Google. But I mean, I don't even know what that means. I think a broken up Google is as big as you're throwing me off, Steve Ladder. I'll leave you.
Yeah, he threw me off a little bit early as well.
But
Um,
yeah,
but I'm glad he's so active in the chat. That's always great.
yeah, but
And let's continue with Kamala and what she talked about. Kamala. Um, One of the things that kind of bothered me was initially she had said after years of hard work, you should be able to retire.
3 years.
No,
I
she
didn't
said
hear
after. She said after years of hard work, and I was like,
retire
doesn't
with
it take?
your
Doesn't
family.
it take decades?
Yeah,
Like, why are they playing with us? After years of hard work, I should be able to retire. And
they're
I
trying
was like,
like younger. They're
people
trying.
are 70, 80 years old still working.
Yeah, and it's funny. The 80. I think the she for somehow her arguing for the old people is kind of for the younger people. It's not for the older people because the older people
Mm,
understand that the how money works. The young people are going to look at these old people and say, "Hey, that's not fair," and that's
right.
how they react. They're not. So all they're going to see, even though it doesn't even apply to them, and they can care less about these old people. This is why I think we should raise the voting age, but that's
Yeah,
but
that's
this.
another stuff. That's another topic for another day. Um, I'm sure just pearly things would agree with you.
No,
Um,
I, I
she
genuinely.
said she talks about her mother again. She's talking about her mom and the mother and the happiness and the joy the mother had when she finally bought a house. She never talks about the father being there. She never talks about the parents that she had. She only talks about the mother. And I thought that was very disingenuous to leave that out like that. And then medical theft cannot be used against medical debt. Oh, and then she said you won't have any medical debt.
Oh, she said no, no. She said medical debt shouldn't affect your credit score. All
Yeah,
right,
yeah, credit
that
score.
was all right. All right, I got to be fair. That was the one logical thing she said. That was
Okay.
that was a little
All
bit of
right, cool. Yeah. Medical debt cannot be used against
because they
credit.
take yeah yeah. That wasn't that for everything she said. That wasn't that unreasonable.
Then she also talked about Trump and how Trump was trying to cut Medicare and Medicaid and Social Security, and that she wouldn't do that. So I did this little dive on this accusation that Trump is, and then what happened was that Trump said, "Listen, I'm going to give you the money, but I'm not giving you any more money. He's not.
Yeah
I'm not going to give Medicare." He said, "You guys need to be buying cheaper drugs because I know the drugs are more expensive, but you need to get drugs a little cheaper." So I'm not going to add to the money. So she tried to make it seem like he was cutting all this money. What he was cutting was they wanted more, too much. He was like, "Whoa." And I kind of appreciate somebody that's going to say, "Listen, I'm not paying that much for that product.
yeah
So I'm going to give you what I gave you last year. We're not going to keep every year upping the prices instead of trying to figure out some sort of, like, generic or whatever it is." So I kind of thought that was super disingenuous of her. And then she talked about the 3 million new homes and rentals that she's going to be opening. And this is what I was talking about the other week, that when we talk about reparations, and I said reparations can happen because there's this huge group of people that are here and they're all having kids. All the migrants are having kids, and that they're building projects for these people. They're building, because I guess all the projects we got now, they're realizing, like, especially in the Bronx and all these places, they're like refacing all the elevators. They're putting all this new signage up, painting. Because if you go to, like, when I was working as a chef in the east side of Manhattan, uh, all the apartments looked exactly like a project apartment, including the hallways. The only thing different was in the project hallways, there's cinder blocks down the corridor. They're all cinder blocks painted.
yeah.
And in a nice building on the east side of Manhattan, it's the same exact hallway. The apartments are exactly the same, but instead of cinder block, they just put sheetrock and wallpaper. So a lot of these project apartments, they're putting sheetrock and wallpaper over these cinder blocks, refacing all these elevators. They're charging people to live in the projects $2,000, $3,000 a month rent. And now they're going to create all these new homes, which is, to me, going to be the new projects. And it's going to be the new, you see, if we're going to be a capitalistic society, we have to have a bottom. And what she said in the beginning was, opportunity economy where everyone can win. How the hell we living in a capitalistic society and you talking about all of us gonna win? All of us? Like, don't she know that they make Gucci for rich people and Gucci for poor people? They make Gucci for rich people and Gucci for poor people. The poor people just advertise Gucci for the rich people, and the rich people buy a whole separate Gucci they buy, and it's just
I didn't know about that.
like yeah. The only thing the way these brands make money is because they destroy all the there's no sales. So if let's say they have a shirt, the average T-shirt in Gucci right now costs $590, and that's
Ridiculous.
for just a T-shirt with Gucci. And they'll have like seven to choose from. They all $590, and they won't make any more. So if they made 20, or let's say 2005, let's say they made 3,000 for the country, they would not redo it, or they would not.
Oh, that's
Um,
smart. That
they would
incentivizes
not.
people
They
to
would
buy
not
them
go. It
before
would
they
not
run
go on
out.
sale. Whatever doesn't sell for the 590, you can't catch it at 180. You can't catch. There's no sale. So what they do is they supposed to take the clothing and they burn them. So Gucci bags, Gucci jackets, Gucci shirts, all that stuff, Louis Vuitton, MCM, all their products after every season gets burned.
I mean, scarcity increases value. That's a
Exactly.
fact.
Yeah, it gets burned, and you always got those guys that say, "Yo, I got it before, it hit the furnace." My cousin works there, and she didn't slice these bags up. No, those are just knockoffs that are, um, they're real but not authentic. That's the way it goes. They're real but not authentic because they made in the same shop. Anyway, let me digress from that. And then to end this Kamala Harris thing is she never mentioned the not taxing the tips. And she only mentioned taxing the tips in Nevada. How convenient, where all these people in
Swing state.
Nevada are
Swing.
working on tips, and you go there to Nevada, you tell them you're going to stop the taxing of their tips.
I mean, if that's the one, I mean, that's so specific to a specific market, man. I don't even understand that.
Yeah, because she never said it again. She never said it again. She's full of it. And I'm not saying that Trump isn't full of it. There's a few things that Trump has
Yeah, it's
said
politicians.
recently that I'm just like so disgusted. Like Trump said, just vote this last time for me. You'll never have to vote again. I don't like that.
No,
That
I didn't even
bothers
know
me.
he said that's a crazy thing to say.
That's a very crazy thing to say. Then Trump also said, um, he's like, these are good people. They're Christians. I mean, I'm not a Christian, but they're Christian. I was like, whoa, now you're not a Christian? Like, it's just weird. So I don't want anyone to think that
Well,
we are.
Trump was never a Christian. Remember, he was a Democrat before. He was never like religious. Like
Right, right, right.
he was never. So he's
But with
like
his first term, he was talking about he reads the Bible all the time.
no.
You know.
He had the Bible. He held the Bible in like what was it, like some conference? I remember he had a Bible and he was almost. I know Trump is not he's not a God person, but he's open about it. He's not fake about it. But
Okay.
so
We have a snap, rap, frap. He said something we said was cap. Very nice rhyming there. Snap, rap, cap said we cap. Thank you for that. Steve Ladner is going in on people in here. He is checking people in this damn
I
in this chat.
would like
I
for
mean, T
teachers of
Rilla.
good
T
forms are called
Rilla
the
is
highest
checking
creativity.
everybody. T Rilla, thank you for checking these chats. We have a dot focus. He told people. I remember not to curse, Elvis. Thank you. I appreciate that dot focus. And then there's Lucky Luke. Okay, Purple Professor. And Sidekick. Purple Professor and Sidekick. That's kind of cool. Um,
Yeah, come on, he's the host. Aside.
then we have a crack. Do you see crack dot
That's
four?
like no, that's yeah. It's spelled wrong. It's carked for the carked that for the for Fortnite, my guy.
Mm,
It's like crack that something. Crack that fort. And you spell crack that. I think you're saying to say crack that Fortnite, my guy. That's
yeah,
what.
he says. So. Well, thank you for tuning in, Crack Night,
I
Fortnite,
took my
my
girl's
guy.
wheelchair. She broke up.
Crack that Fortnite, my guy. Okay, we got it. Anonymous, thank you for. He said Jesus is king. Okay, that's what's up. We got a hammerhead bass.
Would this be a Trump chat?
Is this a Trump channel? No, this is not a Trump channel. We dissect politics, and we go deep in. I was gonna say we go deep in hard pause on the today's issues, and it could be everything from Ulrich talking about his dating underneath a canopy while it rained, to Kamala Harris talking about communism. We
Yeah.
have to call communism what it is when it's in front of our face, and then we do question Donald Trump that says stuff like, "Yo, man, this is the last time you're gonna vote, so vote for me. I need your vote." Whoa, this is the
Yeah.
last time?
It-
Like,
it is.
what? Why would you say that? So this is not a Trump channel nor a Kamala channel. This is two guys talking about premium black news. And it's premium black news doesn't mean it's a black show. That means that everything that's going on kind of affects us all to some degree. And we would like to sometimes put a little spotlight on that.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on from Kamala. Do you know that they're calling her Kabama? Did you heard that one? Kabama. That
She's I mean her she is extra radical. She is extra radical. Her and Obama. Biden was actually more moderate than her.
right. Right. Did you hear about the guy that went to prison that he was sentenced for 50 years? He's like some. He was sentenced to 50 years for a murder, and Kamala was laughing at him when he was getting sentenced. Like she was doing.
Kamala used, as a district attorney, she used to like hold back evidence. I mean, now a lot of district attorneys
Right,
do
right,
do
right,
that to win
right.
cases because district attorney is a political placement essentially. So you gotta people can't look at district attorneys as arbiters for honor. It's not it's a political. It's not like a deacon. It's not. It's a political person. It has nothing to do with honor.
Right. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. All right, so let's see what else we're talking about. Oh, let's talk about the Umar Johnson thing.
Umar Johnson.
I don't
Umar
even
Johnson.
think I don't even want to play it. It's too long. It's 13
Yeah,
minutes. We're not
that's
gonna
all
play
good.
it.
So the Umar Johnson thing actually, Umar Johnson said some again some that every I think should be played for kids in school. A vote is transactional. It's all a vote is. A vote is a transactional thing.
I love
You're
that.
saying
When he said that, I was like,
now you yeah.
yo,
Usually I'm not into his stuff, but what he said that how he was there was clear and it was palatable. It was palatable, and I think it was a positive thing to help people understand exactly how these things work.
yeah, he was breaking it down. Umar, and did you hear him talk about that they try to pay him?
Who?
There was the Kamala Harris administration was trying to pay him.
Yeah, I 100% believe that. I don't even think now. I think some people see that as conjecture or some bull crap. I 1,000% believe it because there's been
Yeah,
people who's been really I guess who switched up completely. Who went from I guess super anti-establishment to I love me some establishment.
right. It's just
I mean the Jay Z's and the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what to do about these people.
okay. So the Umar Johnson was just great to hear him talk about, and then he was talking about Ricky Smiley. Did you hear Ricky Smiley crying?
Yeah,
Did you hear?
he cried about Kamal. He does the thing that he does the disgusting thing that they do with black people, and who it gets the dumb the. And these are the black people who literally there's something wrong with you. I'm serious because they what they so Ricky Smiley started crying essentially and started saying crying, and to paraphrase he was saying that people that you don't know how much black people struggle to get this opportunity, to get this privilege, to get this. Therefore, you have no right to eschew or diminish or not participate in this privilege. That privilege being voting. And I forgot what person they named Medgar Evers. Medgar Evers, Medgar Evers died so we could vote. This is how crazy people try to trick you. This is like some Mussolini stuff. They talk and Umar Johnson and I'm the crazy people are making me buy like I've never heard Umar Johnson sound more reasonable. Like what if the video you showed me is about to make me start following him because I was never
Mm.
I always was a little dismissive of him because he was. I'm not into that back to Africa thing because it's a little. It's
Yeah,
odd.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
odd.
I'm not
I
into it
don't
neither.
agree with that.
We Americans, we here in
Yeah.
America. We're not going
You would think
back.
that's what they all want. They would
Yeah,
want.
yeah. Yeah,
Whatever.
we'll go back to make some investments in Tanzanite, like that blue chain that I wear, the Tanzanite, let's get some Tanzanite mines. We want some
Yeah.
gold mines, some Tanzanite mines. Let's
Yeah.
invest in that. Let's go to Ghana and maybe start a little secret family or something, a little wife and 4 kids pop out. But we here in America, come on.
Yeah.
And I kid about that polygamous talk there. I was making a joke. Um I just
You
know
want to
that
be an icon? Huh? Was like, but
what I was
like
gonna
I
say.
said,
I'm sorry. I had to
no, you good.
think.
But yeah, but I mean, the
Umar Johnson. I can't hear you. No words. No, I still can't hear you. Can you hear me? But I cannot hear you at all. At all. At all. That's crazy.
can you hear? Oh, sorry. Can you hear me?
There it goes.
All right.
Perfect. Yeah.
All right, yeah, sorry, I accidentally muted. I don't know what. Anyways, I
No
think
worries. We were
that's
saying that Umar Johnson, back to Umar Johnson and how, let me just say this. Yeah, he went after Ricky Smiley, and yeah, he talked about them trying to pay him. And who was the other person? Oh, did you hear this freaking guy? Steve Harvey. I'm like, almost don't think I ever want to hear Steve Harvey again.
he's
Steve
always
Harvey.
like this. He's always been like this. What is it? First of all, he got branded for college. He got branded for college. Listen,
He got branded for what?
he got branded for whatever his what's his college whatever his college frat is. He's a Q dog. He's a Q dog. He's this thing. Because
Oh, okay.
he does that on Family Feud too. Sometimes he's like a gangster essentially, but like he
Wait, Q Dogs are gangsters?
no, he's Q dogs. What I'm saying is they like a low not well to say Skull and Bones would be giving them too much like props or not props because Skull and Bones are not props. They're just made people.
Right.
But Q, uh, I I, I got to be honest. I really don't trust. Uh, I don't trust HBCUs like that, man. I think they have some zesty undertones. I think I think
Who has zesty
I think they
undertone?
make you. I think they're elitist, and I think but I'm okay. Zesty
Oh,
Greek
the
life.
Q dogs. The Q dogs are a little zesty, you said.
No, not just no, not Q dogs in general. I'm talking about how HBCUs. I think the people that come out of HBCUs, especially the cults of personalities, the celebrities, are extremely a, a specific way. They have a specific way about them, and I think that specific way about them speaks to that they'll do anything to be a celebrity. And I think part of being
Mm.
I think to become a Q dog, they probably did anything to become a Q dog. And I generally believe that. I like, and I think they're more loyal to Q dog philosophy than they are to maybe Christian philosophy or any American philosophy or anything. And that's what happens when you get into these little weird organizations.
Wait, somebody said respond to that question. You are a Palmer what? Or Corinthians? I
Well,
don't know what the
the current well, Palmares, I don't have a good education, but the Corinthians were in the Bible, there were a group of people who believed that they were more chosen or they were more special than other people. So the Corinthians is one of the best books to read in the Bible if you want to get an idea of a place that thought they were more special than other places. They thought they were more blessed. That's how Corinthians is a good exercise on elitism. So
Really?
The Corinthians were people who thought they were blessed, but they were more blessed because the Corinthians had nicer things. So they were believers, but they believed that they were better believers than the others, and that if one thing makes the Bible make more sense than anything, the Bible within their writings shows the flaws of thinking of zealots. That's it. That's a great the greatest thing about the Bible and what makes it rational is it shows how if you're a zealot of anything, including the Bible, how the flaws of thinking, what your flaws of thinking can lead to, and you can be a Corinthian. In other words, the Corinthians were a group of people who thought we have nicer things in this. We made our society better than any society. We're more blessed, so we should be able to tell what the other Christians should do, or not the um, um, Christians, because Corinthians was what
um,
but to sum it up, the Corinthians were. Are you looking up Corinthians?
yeah,
Uh,
I did. Not Corinthians. I was looking up the other word this person just sent, and they're talking about their Brazilian Professional Association football based team out of San Pedro.
I thought,
And I'm like,
why,
what?
but that doesn't make any sense though. Why would you?
What?
I
Those
thought
were
that the
Brazilian
biblical
soccer teams.
Corinthians.
Look, even T. Rilla said that they're Brazilian soccer teams. All right,
That-
Nas. We don't
Well,
want
that's
you to
not. Well,
get.
that's not. Well, that's not. Well, that's not. That's literally not the. Well, the Corinthians, the Corinthians that I guess.
Well, let's not let this person get us off track because
Yeah, you did get off
this
track.
name is a little too kind of like silly. I don't even want to repeat
You
it. So
thought
let's
it's
get.
a thingy.
Yeah. No, he's
Non.
asking if you are a fan of those two Brazilian soccer clubs. Oh no, we're not. He's not talking about Bible. They're talking about a
Yeah,
Brazilian
that's exactly
soccer
what I
team.
thought.
You know, distractions are everywhere. You
No,
know,
I'm not
so
no. I don't care. First of all, I hate soccer. To answer your question, I hate soccer is my least favorite sport. I'd rather watch golf and badminton than soccer. I hate kicking balls.
mm. so all right. So we talked about Umar Johnson and how great he articulated this. We talked about Kabama. We talked about her and how it was really a lot of communism going on there. And we talked about your dating. The last thing, or the next thing was, I mean, Umar Johnson did so well. I mean, he just really broke it down, like, like it's just people talk about how all these black figures really fought so hard to vote, but they never fought hard for us to vote for the wrong person. Like, just because we're supposed to vote and they fought for that, they knew that there was a person that you were going to vote for that had your best interests. So to ask or expect people to not be smart enough, it's kind of like maybe we are not that smart. Maybe most people just want to get hyped up at a rally. But for 34 minutes, how could you hype up a rally? Like, to me, it's not enough time. You need, like, you need some opening acts. I mean, like, what's going on? It's like it's really disturbing to see how much money is being spent on these campaigns. And it's like, where's that money going? Like, is that just all jet fuel? Like, what's going on here? So, I'm not gonna say your name. I'll call you Nas the Swing. Slow down on the chat. Off topic, okay? Slow down slow down with the chat. I'm not gonna kick you off, but just slow it down, okay? We like to stay on topic. The next topic we're gonna discuss really quickly is we're gonna go into something a little more ratchet. Can we go ratchet? Can we get out of this?
Sure, why not?
All
Why not?
right, all right,
We're
all
very
right, all right. Let's go. Let's get a little. Let's go a little more ratchet. Let's change the energy a little bit. Oh, this we going ratchet for real right now,
Okay.
and it's usually a commercial, so I'll lower the volume. Okay, and we're gonna see what happens here. Like for this man to get out here, and we was having a real good time. All up until I decided to bring my friend out for a threesome. Look at my friend. She was bad. Look at me. I'm bad. What you like? Come on, man. It's not right for you. Know it's a good time. That's right. Was 35. Listen. You didn't touch me. Somebody else here. It doesn't matter about bringing somebody.
Yeah.
Surprise, it's a threesome. Like, how you don't want to have a threesome?
Listen, I don't move like that.
Whatever, bro.
I,
You were only you. I don't just talk that.
Whatever, bro. Now you got my friend ready to go. Like, do you see her? Do you see her? Do you see me?
You got anything.
You just told me you don't know me. So, like, come on, come on. This supposed to be fun. We're supposed to be having us a good time. It's supposed to be fun.
Relax, chill, bounce.
Whatever. It's not about bringing people you don't know. It's the surprise. It was a fun vacation. It was 3,500. It was 3,500. It is kind of fishy. It is kind of fishy though. It is kind of fishy. Look at her. Look at us. It is kind of fishy though. What? Like what? Like what? Whatever. We finna go. We out. Okay. Later. Kick the fucking.
Your logo 17 of Chevy.
all right.
So we got a guy who hasn't done a push up in 6 years, getting flued out by 250-pound, 5'6", half cute girl with a blonde wig who pays last minute because she don't know how to plan. Last minute because she's somewhere and she flew him in for $3,500. That's first class.
Wait, he's the prize. He's the
He's the prize. This is what they want us to believe, that he's the prize. This guy who hasn't done a push up in 5 years and is in his 20s.
yeah.
And he's getting flued out to this basic fat girl and her friend are there to surprise him. Well, it looks like he might have been, let's say he's there a day. This is day 2 or whatever have you, where the friend brings over the her friend for the threesome, and he's like, I'm not interested in a threesome. I don't get down like that. I I'm he's suffering from some sort of principles and morals and values, and this has gone viral. This is out there. This is floating around in that interweb that we call the, it's out there, and I'm just curious as to what say you about the guy who doesn't want to do the threesome? I'm not saying that this is real. I'm just saying let's talk about the situation.
Gotcha. All right, that's a little weird. If it was just if I say I was to suspend belief and just to think that this is a completely genuine situation, it is odd for this guy. That's odd. First of all, you're here, man. What are you talking about? What I'm okay. So this is how I see the video. How you said he came to it and he's reluctant for some reason. I didn't really derive the issue why he was reluctant about the threesome. He was
He said
surprised?
he doesn't get down like that.
So he
He
was
only
surprised.
wants
So
one
he
woman at
only
a
expected
time.
to meet one woman, and another woman surprised him, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't expect all this." Am I
Right,
right?
right.
Okay, so I now was the second woman the blonde one or the one the black hair?
The second woman was the one in the black hair.
Okay, so all right, so maybe reasonably, I can assume that maybe he's not attracted to the other one. and he feels like, but I would, even if I wasn't attracted though, I'd still be with it. Like it's when it comes to like, I don't know, when it comes to things like that, when I'm more shallow when it comes to romance than I am when it comes to sex. Does that make? I don't know. That sounds weird. And maybe it shouldn't be that way. But
Mm.
if I'm gonna have to see the person again, if I'm like, oh, if there's just a sexual experience that's being presented to me, I'm seeking the sexual experience. Maybe this man actually had feelings for this woman who was the first woman, and he's like, you know what, and I think he's rationalizing for any way outside of he doesn't want the threesome. I think either he had feelings for this woman and he doesn't want, and he feels like he's been blindsided, or
Right.
he feels like he's been blindsided generally, and he just doesn't want. He just feels like as a man, like, don't tell me the situation I'm going to be in. Don't like. I'm a person who doesn't like surprises personally.
Great point. Great point. Great point.
Yeah, I don't
Great
like
point.
surprises, and I can be taken. And sometimes surprises, I can be. If someone presents me with a surprise, I can be like, what the, like I feel like you're trying to work me, and it can make me. It can rub me the wrong way. So that's so. Uh, from if it's specifically those feelings he felt, if he felt like he was being worked, or he really was into the girl and he didn't want to be on this, then I can relate to him. Anything outside those two scenarios, he's a little weirdo.
I don't like to be surprised, and I would like to have been talked to about that.
Yeah.
But I do remember when I was in love, I was 24 years old, and I was in love with my, I don't want to say, I was going to say, yeah, because, all right, I might as well. This was my first, my daughter's, my 26-year-old, her mom. And
Mm.
her mom, the situation that kind of came up with the threesome situation, but I liked her so much, I didn't want to share her with anyone. I didn't want to share her with this chick that she was like, yo, most men would be open to that. I said, yeah, but I don't want to share you. And I didn't want to do it. So I could see he might have been really into the chick,
Yeah. I
or
want
I
to feel
think,
used. I get it. We want to feel used. Like they, I don't want to
right,
be the.
right,
I don't want to be some like. It doesn't turn me on. I think it doesn't turn you on to be like the black bull, or not even on racial terms. I don't want to be like, oh, here we go. Look, here's the entertainment. Oh, take us away like that. That does
right,
rub me the
right,
wrong way.
right, right. And then, he might I think I'm riding with the guy, man, because it's like it's easy to call him a sucker or like just some sort of like prude,
Yeah,
but
but you are there though. If I went on a plane though, when I'm there, so like, oh, maybe the bigger because I, I do know what you're saying, but if I'm the, so I do agree with you with not liking to be surprised and not liking the nonsense. But the fact he's on a plane, and I think I would at first I would feel all right. I'm stuck in this scenario. Let me just try to have fun, loosen myself up. So maybe I'll get some drinks or something like that, something like that. At that, once I get some drinks in me, I'm going through with the threesome. There's just no way. There's just
right,
no not.
right,
So
right, right,
I mean, I think he, I think it will show some. It will show a lot of strength if that's the case, and he was able to stop himself. It would show a different kind of manliness than usually give credit for, rather than a softness. Because it
right,
would be more if he just felt you disrespect me. I don't like being disrespected. I'm not gonna go through this. I don't care. Pussy doesn't supplant disrespect, and I like that. I like that.
right. Okay, I think we're done for tonight. I think we're
Yeah,
golden.
yeah. We
Um,
yeah. I mean,
um,
it's good. 100 minutes, 100 around 110 minutes is good. 100 minutes is good for the show.
yeah, it says we've been on the show an hour and 48 minutes. You know, I will do a quick quote that I heard. I'm not gonna play it because it's horrible quality, but it was hilarious. And the woman is saying that the woman says, A crackhead doesn't wake up and say, "I'm broke. I'm not gonna get high today." A crackhead, oh, don't get hustled. Don't get out hustled by a crackhead today. So I thought that was kind of cool. A crackhead doesn't say, "Oh, I got no money. I can't get high today." So don't get out hustled by a crackhead today. So get your butt up and get it popping. I thought that was like kind of cool. A
I like.
little motivational. A little motivation there. I want to thank everyone who's been in the chat today, who's participated. Look in the description. There'll be ways where you can donate to the show. This is a value for value show, of course, and we appreciate your feedback. You can email us at bigelvischef@gmail.com. You can send us topics to talk about, and we're looking for you all to keep with us and stick with us. And we're going to get bigger, we're going to get better, we're going to grow, and we'll have headsets and stuff so I don't have to keep going, huh?
And we're gonna have more in-person shows where either I'm gonna be in New York or I was gonna bring his butt over to Philly.
Word. I'll just bring I could sleep on the couch, or I'll bring a cot or something. One of those military cots I've been dying to buy these military cots you see all over all over the internet and stuff. They just look so cool. I was like, I want one, but I have no reason for one. But it is like these super plush, and they're fold up. They're like they open up like accordion style. So anyway, you all appreciate it. I'm Big Elvis the Chef Rosenberg,
I'm Ulric.
and I love you.
L.I.
Take care. Peace.
Later, man.